Okay, so we're just gonna get started, I guess. I don't, if everyone else comes on, great, but we have a lot to go over and not a ton of time because we'll probably get kicked off the Zoom call in like 30 minutes or so because I don't have the paid version. So, all right. So basically, this week we're gonna be focusing on setting goals and what setting goals actually means. And we're going to be practicing setting goals. When I talk to each of you guys individually this week, we're going to be, that's really going to be the gist of our conversation is, breaking down, we're going to talk in a minute here about what your ultimate goals are from this group. And then when I talk to you guys weekly, we're going to be breaking that big goal or those big goals into smaller weekly goals and creating a plan of action for you for the week. So you'll be using the tracker that I created for you guys, which is really based on the Lindsay Matway's tracker, but I've tweaked it a little bit. There are a few more things in there. It's a little bit more intense, I guess, than the regular BAT, but I think it's a lot more functional. It's a lot more clear as far as what you need to be doing every day for your business. So and we'll go over that at the end of the call if you guys have any questions or anything about that. But so that's really what we're going to be focusing on this week, and then every week when I talk to you guys, we're going to be setting those goals and reverse engineering to get a plan in place for you for the week. So let's get started and hear what your guys' goals are for the 5 weeks. Obviously, my goal for the 5 weeks is to help you guys achieve whatever your goals are. So at any time throughout this group, if you guys need help with something, feel free to post in the group or message me privately, call me, text me, whatever you need to do. I'm available to you. So let's get started with Cassie, since you popped in the call first. What are your goals for the next 5 weeks?
All right, so I have 3 of them.
Okay.
My big goal is I want to rank advance again.
Okay.
And then my other 2 goals are to stop procrastinating in everything. And then I want to be more consistent overall in the business, posting on Facebook, my workouts, my Shakeology, everything. Because I go back and forth and so those are my 3.
Okay, that's great. Those are great goals, Cassie. And we'll definitely be working on that stuff over the coming weeks, especially consistency. So it's no problem with everyone. It's one of the hardest things to kind of get into a groove of doing something all the time that you're not used to doing. So you're not alone. It's really just something that every coach goes through. And so that's going to be one of the biggest focuses of these 5 weeks, is just kind of training you and getting you into that habit of just doing these things every day.
Well, you posted in the Powerhouse, if I went and looked at your Facebook, would you know that I was a Beachbody coach? No, yeah. You would not.
So that's a problem. That's a problem. But we'll fix it.
Right. It needs to be fixed.
Okay, let's go to Meg. How about you, Meg? What are your goals for 5 weeks?
Oh, can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you.
Oh, okay. Okay. My number 1 goal is to hit Ruby or maybe Diamond, but to rank advance, and then to invite more to the business opportunity because I slack at that.
Okay.
And then this was one thing I heard one morning on one of the talk shows, like instead of having, we do our monthly goals, weekly goals, but then individually, just have one goal for myself to accomplish daily.
Okay, that's good.
And then to set a daily schedule. Find myself working from home, then I'll get busy with something around the house and then go back to Beachbody. So I want to set up a schedule, be more organized, I guess you could say.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then this is kind of a scary goal, but hit Success Club every month.
That's an awesome goal. That's awesome. No, it is kind of scary because, even for me, I think I had 10 months straight and then fell off in November. So I was like,
Uh-huh.
oh, I'm so close to like getting All-Star, but what can you do? That's an
Yeah.
option as well. Okay. Okay, Liz, let's hear your
Yeah.
goal.
Okay. I want to hit SC10 this month.
Nice.
I want to sign another coach so that I can rank advanced to Emerald.
Okay.
And then also, I think one of my biggest goals, and I guess we'll address this, and then I guess Nikki's doing that group on the invite,
Yeah.
on inviting, right?
Yes.
I have a real problem with feeling like I'm overwhelming with information. I'm being overbearing too pushy. So maybe like trying to find a balance and not feeling like I'm being too selling too much. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I like that the sort of fundamentals is to lead by example. I love that. I think that's great. I think that's probably what works the most, inviting people.
Yeah. Okay.
And then also, I think what Meg was saying, and this was good that Meg said that because I hadn't written that down until she'd mentioned it. Because of my schedule so crazy busy, I really need to be organized and really schedule the times that I'm going to commit to Beachbody because, you know, I work during the day. I'm running around sometimes at night, but really like just carving out like an hour a day that I'm going to commit to. This is when I'm going to post. This is, you know, work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Liz, do you have a like page?
Yeah, I did. I started one, but I haven't worked on it enough yet.
When you have that hour that you do, you can also schedule posts
Right.
so that you can hit different like people who are on
Right.
Facebook at different times. That's something that I need to master because that's not something I've done, but I know that it's like it can be a huge asset.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is that like I'm friends with, you know, a bunch of people that I work with, people who are also like my supervisors actually are one of our senior vice presidents as a Beachbody coach. But anyway,
Yeah.
she like, you know what I mean? Like, I just know that they're looking at that stuff. So I'm not, you know, obviously I can post in challenge groups because nobody else would see that. But on my personal page, I can't. Though I could post during my lunch hour. I could do that.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody really cares, but I don't want to abuse it. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
That's the last thing I
There's
need.
also an app, or maybe it's like a program. I don't know if it's an app, but it's called Hootsuite, and you can use that to schedule posts on your personal Facebook page. I don't do it because I'm home all the time. I don't.
Okay.
I know a lot of other like coaches who work full-time jobs and stuff. They use Hootsuite, so you can
Right.
during your power hour in the evening, you can schedule posts for the day using that program or that app, and then it'll post on your behalf during the day.
Gotcha.
And I'm sure
Okay.
there's like a YouTube tutorial on how to use it if that's
Oh, no way. Okay.
okay.
So yeah, those goals.
Excellent. Those are all excellent goals. And most of that stuff is things we're going to be talking about in this group. But like I said, when I talk to you guys one-on-one throughout the week, we'll really be working towards your specific goals and working on a plan of action that will work for you and your goals. So I just want to talk to you guys a little bit about setting goals and what that actually means. I have, someone's just popping on. Oh, that's Erica.
Erica.
Hi, Erica. So when you're setting goals, it's important to understand that setting a goal is not the same thing as saying you want something to happen or having, you know, a desire for something to happen, because it's very easy to say, I want to be a diamond coach, or I want to make a 6-figure income with Beachbody, or I would like to quit my job and, you know, make Beachbody my full-time income, or whatever it is for your goal, even if it's not related to Beachbody. But just saying that you want something to happen is not going to make it happen. Setting a goal means that you write it down, you share it with other people to hold yourself accountable to that goal, and then you take the time to implement a plan of action that is going to get you to that goal. And then you stay consistent, and you do what you need to do every day to get there. Your actions have to align with your goals. Otherwise, you will never achieve those goals. So we're going to be focusing a lot in the coming weeks on, like I said, setting goals, but also implementing a plan for you to accomplish those goals, and then measuring your actions every day with the tracker and making sure that you actually are doing the things you need to do every day. If you follow that process, you will reach every goal that you set for yourself. You will accomplish everything that you set out to accomplish in these 5 weeks and beyond. But it's something that you have to get into the habit of doing. And it's critical for your Beachbody business, but it's also just such a really great habit to have in life in general. If you set goals and you make a plan and you align your actions with those goals, the sky is the limit as to what you can accomplish in life. Another thing about setting goals is that you want to make sure that you're setting the right type of goals. Sometimes people set goals that are really not realistic for their life. I mean, if you say you want to become a diamond coach in 1 month and you have 2 personally sponsored coaches, but you're working full time and you're in school, and maybe you only have, a certain amount of time to devote every day towards your business. That goal could be accomplished, but you really need to sit down and look at your life and look at what you're willing to do to get there, and see if it's actually a reasonable, attainable goal for you. I don't want you guys setting goals that aren't reasonable for what you can and what you're willing to do for those goals, and what your schedule allows and stuff like that. When you set a goal that's not realistic for your life, then you're setting yourself up for disappointment, and you'll lose steam, you'll lose enthusiasm, and get discouraged. And I don't want that, and I'm sure you don't want that. But the other side of that is you don't want to set goals that are safe goals. Setting a goal for Success Club 5 is a safe goal. It's a goal that you should always have, but it's a safe goal. And if you set the bar too low for yourself, then you kind of get in this frame of mind like, well, that's not that hard of a goal for me to accomplish, so I don't need to put that much effort in. And then you start to fall in that trap of procrastination and not working that hard, because it's such a safe goal that you can just put a little bit of effort in at the end of the month and somehow, pull it off. That's not the kind of goal you want to set here either. When I talk to you guys weekly and we're setting goals, we're going to be setting goals that are challenging and uncomfortable, but that will still work with your schedule and what you're willing to put in. So the goals we just talked about that each of you have are really good goals. I think every single one of them are attainable, but they're out of your comfort zone. They're going to require you to do things that you haven't been doing already. And that's good. That's right where we want to be at with goals. And then again, when I talk to you guys, we're going to be practicing the idea of reverse engineering, which is basically, say you want to hit diamond by the end of this group, and you had 4 coaches and you need 4 more personally sponsored coaches, then you need 2 of your coaches to get to emerald. So you need to plan out like how many coaches you need to average per week in order to get there. And if you need 1 coach per week, then how many invites do you need to make to the business every single day? So those are the kind of, that's what reverse engineering is. Those are the kind of plans we're going to be creating on our one-on-ones, so that you can hit your weekly goals and ultimately hit your goals for the end of the group. Does anyone have any questions on that so far? Okay, awesome. So the next step after we figure out what your goals are and create a plan of action is the tracking your business. So this is everyone's least favorite thing to do, but it is super important. If you don't track your business, you don't really know how consistent you are. And I think it's for most people, it's a rude awakening when you start to track your business and you really see like, oh, I'm actually not doing what I should be doing. And this is why. This is why I'm not having the success I want to have. This is why I'm not hitting Success Club. This is why I didn't sign a coach this month, or whatever it is that the goals you have that you're not hitting. The answer lies in tracking your business as to why you're not hitting those goals. So we're going to be setting these goals, and you're going to be tracking your business every day with the tracker that I posted in the group. I think it's easy to use. It's definitely, like I said, it's a little bit more involved than the Beachbody BAT, but I think the benefit of this one is that it's very clear cut as to what you need to do. And I highly recommend, like Meg and Liz were talking about, that you need to schedule a Beachbody Power Hour. If you don't have an hour at a time, then break it up into 30 minutes or whatever you have to do to make it happen. But you need to schedule a time every day where you go into your office or go into your local Starbucks or whatever you have to do to, just focus on Beachbody. And at that time, you're going to pull out your business activity tracker and you're just going to go through the list and complete everything on the list. And then your power hour is done and you can get on with your life. And you will have all the success in the world if you just take that power hour to follow those behaviors consistently every day and then check them off as you go along so that you can measure your own business activity. And then I can also see how you're doing, what you're doing. And if you're still not hitting goals, then I'll be able to figure out what the problem is. But I don't think that will be an issue if you're actually doing these things. So as far as tracking the business, obviously the 3 vital behaviors are critical. If you do nothing else in your day, do the 3 vital behaviors, because if you do not do those, you're never going to hit goals. You're never going to see growth in your business. They are the 3 vital behaviors for a reason, and that's because they work. You need to be inviting every day. If you're not comfortable inviting people yet, again, we'll talk about that next week, and Nikki is also doing that training. But if you're not comfortable with sending invites, give me a call or a message, and you can send me your sample invite, and I can give some feedback or whatever. Also, forming is considered inviting, which is, just kind of starting conversations with people and relationships and stuff like that. But you need to be taking time every single day to talk to people, new people you haven't talked to before, about Beachbody, about what you're doing, about how they can join you, or even if you're just talking about something you guys have in common in life and starting up a relationship. Liz and I reconnected like a year ago or something. I don't even know, on Facebook. I invited her to a challenge group. She told me she was pregnant. But we struck up a friendship. We hung out via Facebook. We sent messages and commented on each other's statuses and grew a friendship again. And now here she is, a coach. So it's just really important to build relationships with people. It's just, that's what we do. That's what this business is all about, is relationships. So the other thing besides the 3 vital behaviors is the Facebook posting. Consistency with Facebook is really important. Like Cassie was saying, someone needs to see what you're doing. They need to be able to look at your Facebook page and understand, like, this person is on a journey to get healthy, and health and happiness is contagious. When people see that you're doing that consistently, and the more you do it, the longer you do it, the more credibility you're building, people just want to jump on board. I'm still sending out regular invites all the time to my challenge groups, but I also have people that just come to me out of nowhere and say, okay, I'm in. I want to do it. I've been following you. I want to do it. And the longer you stick with it, the more people are going to just come around and want to jump on board with you. So it's really important. I understand that it's kind of tough to get into the habit of posting a lot on Facebook, and you worry that you're annoying people and bothering people, but honestly, who cares? Who cares? You're on your own journey. People either want to join you, and if they don't want to join you, then who cares? Then they're on their own journey, and it doesn't matter. They can unfriend you if they want to. Who cares? Honestly, what do you have to lose? My philosophy is be you unapologetically. Put yourself out there. Share your journey, share your life, share your interests, and the people, like attracts like. So the people that are like you and like-minded and that will ultimately relate to you and come to you for help, those are the people who will stick by you. And the rest of the world, bless and release. So as far as, like I said, if you're not going to do anything else, do the 3 vital behaviors and make sure you're posting consistently on Facebook. All of those things can be tracked on the tracker, but there are a number of other things to be tracked on the tracker. So does anyone have any questions right now about the business activity tracker that we're going to be using for the next 5 weeks?
I guess I have a kind of related question because it's on there as far as tracking is concerned.
Sure.
How do you guys grow your network on Facebook? Do you use the people you may know where, you have so many mutual friends in common, or because I feel like I'm not pretty quickly, but pretty quickly, I'm going to probably exhaust my, people that I can invite.
Absolutely. It is, I have a couple of different ways that I do that. So I do use the people you may know feature.
Okay.
But pretty much I'm at the point where everyone is already a Beachbody coach. That shows.
You're like, I know everybody and they're all coaches.
I know these people on my friends list. One of the things I do is I just, when I have time, maybe once a week during my power hour, I will just spend a little bit of time scrolling through my feed, and any of my friends that aren't Beachbody coaches that are talking about anything like food or recipes or working out or anything like that, if they have a thread going on about that, I will friend request people from that thread.
Right.
The other thing I do is I go to friends that I have, people that I know who aren't Beachbody coaches, and it's let me just put it out there, it's absolutely not okay to be poaching customers from other coaches. So it's not something I advise to go to other Beachbody coaches friends list and try to get
Yes, I had that happen.
Yeah, it's not,
Really?
Obviously it's your business, you can do what you want, but I don't think it's right. I don't think it's ethical, and it's not something I do. But I will go on friends of mine who are not Beachbody coaches and go through their friends list, and just because my target niche is, moms with toddlers, I will go through and look for people who have profile pictures of them with their young kids. But before I send a friend request, I'll go to their page, scroll down a little bit just to make sure they're not a Beachbody coach or doing a program already or something like that. And if everything looks clear, then I send a friend request to people like that. So those are some of the ways. I also sometimes go beyond Facebook, and there are different videos about, how you can expand your network through Pinterest and Instagram and stuff. I'm not really going to touch on that a lot during this group, but there are plenty of YouTube videos out there if that's something that you want to work on. But there are lots of ways to expand your network.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I just needed some ideas because I'm thinking to myself, I know that I mean, I know that eventually I'm going to exhaust my options with my current, and you know what I mean? It's just, I'm sure that's
Oh
something
yeah,
that
yeah, it does.
everybody goes through.
Yeah, so like I
Yeah.
said, I mean, I think on the tracker, there is something about, expand your network by X amount of people every week or something like that. So,
Right.
yeah, I think let me look for it. I know it's on there somewhere. I don't know. Do you guys know? Well, I don't know my glasses. Oh, add 3 new people and engage them.
Right.
Yeah. So forming too. Does everyone know what forming is? Forming stands for family, occupation, recreation, and then message. So all that means is when you friend request people, don't just friend request them, and they might end up deleting you if they think you just friend requested them because you're a coach and you ultimately want to get a sale. So that's why it's important also to track who you're adding to your network. When you add 3 people a day or whatever to your network, you write their names down. And so when they accept your friend request, I usually send a message that says something like, hey, thank you so much for accepting my request. I saw we both have this friend in common, or what you have such a beautiful family, or just some sort of compliment or connection, just to strike up a conversation about some commonality that you guys may have. And you're just basically planting a little seed of a relationship, and some of those will grow into an actual relationship and maybe a customer and maybe even a coach. Some of them won't, but that's just, some people will not be ready to, want to get healthy or whatever, and that's fine. Those are people that are, again, on their own path, on their own journey, but other people will join you. So it's important to expand your network and take the time to form and start relationships with people. So I don't know if I have anything else to go over with you guys. As far as scheduling, let's talk about scheduling a power hour. How many of you guys are already utilizing a power hour every day? Zero.
I just kind of like do it whenever I can throughout the day. I'm not like setting a set block.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, okay, we have 10 minutes. Obviously, when you have time to work, you work. And I know that too. Like, with a toddler and my health issues and a house to take care of and stuff, life happens. But you really need to schedule a block of your life that you devote to Beachbody, because if you don't do that and you don't get into the habit of treating this like a business, it won't be a business. It will just be, okay, well, when I have time, I'll do that. But if you're not consistent and you're not treating it like a business, you're not going to see growth and you're not going to make money. And that's fine if you are a coach who just wants a little bit of extra money. But if you see yourself as someone who wants to make this a full-time income, which I assume that all of you do, or you wouldn't be here in this group, you have to treat this like a business.
Right.
It's the only way that you'll get to where you want to be. So again, if you don't have an hour at one time, then break it up. Even if you have to break it up into 4 sections of 15 minutes to go through that checklist and check things off, that's fine. If you're someone who has a schedule like Erica, where maybe one day you don't have that time at all, then you need to compensate on the days that you do have and go through the checklist twice. Check 2 days off at a time on the days that you have the time, but you've got to get everything done in that week in order to hit those goals, or you won't hit the goals, and then you're going to be discouraged about not hitting the goals, and you're going to be less inclined to put the time in the following week. So there are no more excuses moving forward for the next 5 weeks. This is 5 weeks of your life. You're going all in 100%. What do you have to lose? You have absolutely nothing to lose and everything to gain. So I don't want to hear any excuses from anyone. I do know that life happens, but if someone can build a business the way I have, with taking care of a toddler, being super sick, taking care of a home, I still find time to volunteer with my church every Wednesday. There just aren't excuses. If it's important to you, you'll find a way to make it happen. So, does anyone have any questions at all about moving forward this week?
I have a question. I always have questions.
No problem.
Going back to one thing that you talked about, poaching. I'm not that I'm trying to do that, but like I've had some people comment on my post, oh, I really like such and such flavor of Shakeology. So then privately message them,
Yeah.
and then they already have a coach or whatever. But then I had somebody say to me, oh, well, I'm doing a challenge group right now, but I'd like to do yours next time. And buy a challenge pack off of you next time. And I'm kind of like, I don't.
That's tough. It's tough, but like I said to you, Liz, ultimately, that's not, poaching means you're going after someone that you know
And saying, hey, you should come and I should be your coach.
If someone is not connecting with the coach they have, for whatever reason, they're not getting the support that they need from that coach, or maybe it's just a matter of personality or whatever. Every coach understands that we're here to do a job, and that means helping people. And if someone is better served by another coach, like if one of my customers, if they're not getting what they need from me and they would be better served by you as their coach, I would be totally fine with that, because I truly want them to get the help that they need. So that I have had people switch to me a lot. A lot of people have switched to me, and that's fine. But I would never intentionally go after someone else's customer.
No, okay. So yeah, I don't think that she's unhappy with. She's one of those people who just like has a ton of money.
I think
and just like
wait, if you're not a coach, you don't really grasp like what it means to bounce between coaches and stuff. So maybe just send a message like, I'd be happy to help you, but I want you to understand that, like,
Right. Well, and this is somebody like her current coach is somebody that we went to high school with. This is a girl I went to high school with. You see what I'm saying? So it's like kind of a little bit interconnected there. So, I mean, I'm just going to lay off. She's like at the bottom of my list. I have a whole list of people that I'm going to invite and follow up for the month, like 15 people. So
awesome. Yeah, Liz is like killing it, and Meg too.
I'm trying. I mean, I'm really trying. Like, I really would love for this to,
Yeah, no.
You're freaking doing awesome for your first month, so.
Oh, thanks, Cassie.
Yeah.
I mean, this was something I had thought about for a while. You know that, though, Kristen.
I know.
Just because of, like, my previous experiences with, like, clean eating and stuff like that. It was just
I saw you, like, a year ago. I'm like, I want Liz on my team.
Well, it's a really good fit,
Yeah, exactly.
I feel confident in the knowledge that I already have as far as nutrition's concerned, for sure. And so anyway, whatever. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Well, okay. So I will I'll message each of you so that we can set up a time to get together either on a Zoom call or on the phone, and plan your goals out. That's got to happen by Wednesday, because I want you guys to be able to start the Thursday, the Beachbody week off, already knowing what your goals are for the week and everything. So sometime between now and Wednesday night, I need to get, together with each of you to set up your goals and stuff. Until then, I just, start using the tracker, start paying attention to how consistent you're actually being versus what you think you're being. Consistency is really the most important thing in this business. You don't need experience. You don't need education. You don't need a perfect body. You don't even need a great personality. If you're consistent, you can bypass all of those other things and be successful. So I will be checking every single one of your Facebook pages every single day to see that you are consistently posting, that you're consistently talking about your health and fitness journey on Facebook. You should have at least one post a day that's talking about your challenge group, your challengers, your workout, your Shakeology, your healthy cooking, something along those lines. That should be once every day. And the rest of your posts should be something inspirational, something about your life, your family, your pets, your kids, your husband, whatever it is. But you should be posting at least 3 times every day, preferably 5 times a day. And I'll be checking on you guys to make sure that you're doing it. So, all right. So I will message each of you guys to set up a time to talk. And thank you guys so much for being on the call. I'm really excited about the next 5 weeks.
Thanks for doing this, Kristen.
Yeah,
absolutely. Absolutely. Who are you guys rooting for the Super Bowl?
Not
The
watching
Seahawks.
The Seahawks.
Me too. We're not watching it. We don't even
The
have
Seahawks.
but I'll be looking on the internet.
Seahawks all the way. Patriots.
You know why?
No.
They do, and they're cheaters. And Pittsburghers don't like the Patriots either. But I like the Seahawks because I like their uniforms.
Right? They're pretty.
I like they're really pretty. I'm like, those are really sharp with the lime green and the blue. I think they look really
I
good.
agree. It's good color.
Liz, I'm a diehard Cowboys fan, so
Are you? Nice. Well, you know what? They did really well though this year for the first time.
in a
I
very
love
long time.
Yes, they did. So awesome. That's me. I'm almost done.
All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna.
All right, see you. Have a good day.
We have less than a minute, but thank you guys all for getting on. I'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.